Greetings, fellow Sierra Leonean, and welcome to another edition of the Critical Thinking Talk Show. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. I go right to community announcements before I bring away guest today, Honorable Osman Timbo. On the community announcement, it is with greatest sorrow that I extend with sincere condolences to the family and friends of the late gospel singer, where many of we know when the late Madame Millicent Rhodes. Sierra Leone, we use so many adjectives to describe this late woman, from being an icon to a legendary to influencing so many lives positively before it got taken life on earth. And earlier today, I will also send words of appreciation to the Minister of Sport for untimely respond, followed by we immediate show, the Critical Thinking Talk Show with Miss Afsatu Kamara. So I would also like for read words of appreciation from Miss Afsatu Kamara to the Sport Minister for untimely intervention and untimely intervention, like I said earlier. So now read what it is say for Nago share with Tina as a form of appreciation. Sports Minister Honorable Ibrahim, and I quote, what I would like to say, I would like to thank the officials within the sport ministry and my sport discipline for your assistance in sorting through this and providing me with answers. As unfortunate as it has been for me, it was a situation that affected all of us, and I appreciate all the support I've received from everyone. My heart is forever with Sierra Leone. So that word of appreciation are from Miss Afsatu. As in, I know I've been sitting with Tom on recently, August 28th, where we get a show wherein unfortunately not be able to make to this year competition in Morocco. And upon that show, immediately the sport minister responded around the following day. I will bring our guests immediately, so we'll start on. But before that, I will send notification before I bring Honorable in. And I all welcome and I thank you and I welcome for share. And I welcome again. I just to do some notification and then I bring Honorable immediately and I thank you for in a time and in a welcome for share. And welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Honorable
Hi, Khadija.
Mr. Timbo. Welcome to the Critical Thinking Talk.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you so
very
much on
much.
behalf of
And
the team. We want to extend with profound gratitude for what you take time today for joining with tonight.
thank you very much to you and the team. And thank you very much to every other person we the online with the watch.
Yes. The feeling is mutual. Thank you so much, sir. So I wonder we go back a little bit. We start the interview immediately, no time to waste. It's the internet's good to it today, so no, just start immediately, sir.
We
So I
hope
wonder
you will
we go
continue
back, no,
this
we
way.
take a trip. Yes,
I'm in the
yes,
internet.
exactly.
Yeah.
Take a trip down the lane with the nine-man committee. I wonder you kind of give us a brief. First and foremost, I wonder you take your, I want to just go. I'm so excited that I jumped the gun. So first, now give you this opportunity for the now introduce yourself to the world for the very few who don't know who that are. Honorable Usman Timbo. Come on in, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. And like I said, I'm excited to be part of this program today. Well, I am, well, like you say, Honorable Osman Abdal Timbo, may not be a member of parliament within the house from parliament. I just want to know about the judgment of the High Court on the 31st of May 2019, where wrongfully removed me from my seat in the parliament. Before that day, they represent the All People's Congress in the parliament as the youngest member of parliament for the APC, and also representing the people of constituency 130 in Freetown, with that Namoriton community, Wilkinson Road, Aberdeen Road, etc., etc. So that's me. Me also now a lawyer, and I don't practice law for 11 years now, since 2008. Then I am West Africa's Young Leader of the Year. I was awarded West Africa's Young Leader of the Year 2019 by Forum for West African Youths, I think. Then I am shortlisted among the 20 young leaders of the world by Young One World, One Young World. So basically, that's me. Unless I've
Thank you.
left something out. Yeah.
Thank you so much once again for a wonderful intro of yourself. And I also want to tell you thank you on behalf of all Sierra Leonean for the pride where you bring to a nation as a young man and for all that you have accomplished so far, where you don't able for help for motivate the young one day where they look up to you as a mentor. Thank you, sir. I salute you.
Thank you very much. And I want to thank Sierra Leone. I want to thank all the people who gave a chance. And I want to thank especially Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who make it possible. I not feel in any way that I'm special. I just feel say this is an opportunity where God give me through the people. Because if the people not been given the opportunity for that serve, I wouldn't have served. If the people not even believe in me, and not even believe in myself, I'll push myself this way. So I thank everybody once again.
Absolutely. Well stated, sir.
Yeah.
I want you
Thank
take
you.
me back to the nine committee. But now we tell the now you explain to the world what's in have been the goal of the nine-man committee, what was accomplished, and who's in a scope so far in terms of the nine-man committee.
When you say the nine-man committee, you actually mean the nine-man committee of the APC?
Correct.
Okay,
Under the
so
Congress.
sorry?
Yes, exactly, sir.
Yeah, so the nine-man committee now the committee where the party been set up immediately after or shortly after we lost the 2018 elections for look into the causes we make we perform not so well in the elections, even though the party still doesn't accept the fact, say, well, the party doesn't accept it that we lost the elections. That is why up till now, we have a case filed by Sylvia Blyden, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, Dr. Samoa Kama, and others in the Supreme Court for challenge the decision of NEC at the time where been declared President Madabio as the winner of the elections. So this has been a committee where the party set up for look into that and also for look at the way forward for the party for ensure that we win the 2023 elections. The side that we were able to modify and the side that we go able improve with party. Sorry, excuse me, mommy.
No problem.
Yeah,
So
so
basically, it helped, sir.
yes.
So I finished.
So shortly when they formed that committee there, and like I'll talk about a mandate, this committee will not done the mandate long ago. And one of the primary recommendations are that the constitution of the APC for be reviewed. And so if you're asking about the nine-man committee, the nine-man committee may not do their own work. They may not come up with a white paper. They may not do a whole report. They may not give to the National Advisory Committee, one of the second highest body of the party. And the second highest body of the party may not take action on that. And waiting me aware of and will be part of that the constitutional review process will then set up a constitutional review committee.
Wonderful.
Use a first draft of the new APC constitution. We've been not done that work day, and we've been not hand over that draft day to the National Advisory Committee, and the National Advisory Committee will not inform all APC members and supporters and give them a timeline of 1 month for make whoever get comments, observations, suggestions on this initial draft constitution we will do, make them comment here and send them back to the party. And the deadline for send them comments, contributions here back to the party was the 11th of August. And that's one self done pass. So now the party secretariat is putting together then observations, whatever suggestions would have been sent to them. And afterwards, the CRC and the National Advisory Committee therefore sit again for make them look into their comments here and see how they go able bring them or see how they go able consolidate them into the draft document we will do. And after that process is done, a date will be announced for a national delegates conference in which the delegates of the APC, they go to the national delegates conference. Then they fix a date, where for be 2 months after, 2 months, where for give 2 months notice, within which they for hold a delegates conference for go approve for go ratify or adopt the new constitution of the APC. So that's how far we are with the 9-man committee and also the constitutional review committee. They all work so far.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you. So I want also we talk a little bit about the NRM, if I'm not mistaken, and
right.
Basically what you ask at, because when we see on various social media platform, you get some type of comment when it come about the NRM, wherein some say the young forget the opportunity for move the All People's Congress moving forward. Other people can say, even if that's the case, there's a way of doing things, wherein as much as you need the young, you also need the voice of the elders them for make the All Congress go full. So what's your knowledge of this NRM, and what's your opinion about the NRM?
Well, firstly, with regards to what you talk about, young people thinking that it's time for the young people for take leadership in the party, me and one person also share the view, say the party should be dynamic. It should be a mix of everybody, young ideas, women's ideas, disabled ideas, the ideas of the old, and everybody. It should be a mix. The philosophy of the party is democratic socialism. This is the party of the grassroots people, the common man. We're not shy away from the fact that the APC are the teacher them party. The APC na the poor man party. The APC na the uneducated man party. The APC na the party for everybody. The elites, the one that will learn book, but we also every human being is equal. That's what the APC is for. So everybody, the disabled, everybody should be included within the body politic of the APC. And so for me, I feel say it should be a dynamic mix where you get young people as well as old people. So particularly with regards to NRM, I will not shy away from saying that I've heard about NRM. I know members of the NRM. I know the leader of the NRM, Mohammed Sheridan, who happens to be a colleague of mine. And also he was a member of the Constitutional Review Committee. We sat there together and we drafted that document together. What I will say about them is they've set up themselves as a pressure group for ensure say there's change in the APC. Progress of the party. We all want for CC we all want to see the dynamism within this party, and whether I agree with how NRM they propagate them or they're not the way how they not they propagate them, I don't want to say, because everybody gets different ways how they feel say they will bring about change. I believe in change, but my own way how I feel so will bring change. It's exactly what I'm doing now, working with the party to see how they review the constitution. We get a new constitution, we get democratic principles inside, and from there we go to the next stage. That is what I believe in. Then we go to a convention where the change we lead us them. That is what I believe in. That is the change that I believe in. That's the process that I believe in. So with regards the NRM, I feel say they are a pressure group, and whether the party officially or unofficially recognize them, that is for the party secretariat to say, because it is not my responsibility, it is not my role to say that, because I don't know. And I also believe, say, these people who are members of the NRM are members of the APC. They are individual members. Whether the NRM as a group is recognized as an affiliate group of the party, I don't know. That is a question for the secretariat. But I know, say, these people are members and supporters of the party. So people, like I say, get different ways for advocate for change. They have a right to how they want for advocates for change. I see it differently, maybe, but I think we should respect the way how they're also doing it.
Thank you, sir. Well stated.
Yeah.
Let's now visit back May 31st, 2019. As you earlier stated, you happen to be one of the honorable way be elected. And on May 31st, 2019, we get a different version of that, wherein the court take a decision wherein 10 elected parliamentarians were forcefully removed from their assigned duty. I want you give a picture of what happened that day in a court to begin with,
Yeah.
before I go to the second question, sir.
Before I go to the May 31st, a lot of events now in lead up to what happened at court on the 31st of May. It started with after the elections, and
Yes.
the president, Brigadier General Julius Maada, His Excellency, was declared as the winner of the elections. Similarly, shortly afterwards, we were also declared as winners of our various elections. And in that elections, the 68 members of parliament, 68 of those seats were won by the APC, and 49 of them seats also were won by the SLPP. So clearly there's a majority for us, which is 19. So I think they were not comfortable with with that majority, and it may be an unusual situation where it never happened as Sierra Leone where the ruling party get the minority party in parliament. And so in parliament, the first thing which for happen is they're supposed to elect the Speaker of Parliament. And the Speaker of Parliament, by virtue of the amendments to the Constitution where they make, should be elected by 2/3 of the members of Parliament present. If you're not able to get 2/3 at the first vote, then he will be elected by a simple majority. So naturally, knowing that we were in the majority, and if we go by votes, we probably win the elections of the Speaker, and the SLPP-led government will not be comfortable. Not like the process that they used was, the vehicle that they used was not legal. So then bring petitions, election petitions against 24 of we. 24 APC members of parliament, 16 from the western area, I think 8 from the north, and others. I think it's a total of 26 or something where they bring. So what they did was they brought also what I call ex parte injunction applications. When I say ex parte, that means say now one side no more for be had. So the person where they bring the application for an injunction, now in no more get for appear in a court. Well, we had wind of it, so we happened for appear in a court the very day where they went for wind and so be we back. So the judge refused to listen to us and he granted an injunction against 16 members of the APC. The day come, you say, na me line they crack on you.
No, you're good. Would hear you well.
Okay. Okay. So when the day comes, us being sworn in, then we elect the speaker afterwards. In the morning, the clerk of parliament come and read a list. We start to read a list of the one the way the court serve on paper. Say there's an injunction against them from taking part in the speakership election. The APC party opposed and they stopped them from even reading the list, so they descended into the well of parliament and assured the APC members of parliament, Mohamed Bangura, Honorable Alu Conte. These people were actually physically manhandled, and we all left parliament that day. So being we back, then be able elect the speaker when I be an SLPP speaker of parliament. So that's what happened then. So we moved out of parliament and we refused for turn back. But the ECOWAS parliament at the time, they sent a delegation, we come for can talk to we. And then tell we say, do ya, let we go back in a parliament and afterwards then go see how we'll sit down and talk about the cases. So I remember that time at the meeting we had, I specifically said, we should not go back to parliament if they lift the injunctions, because the injunctions not just come in isolation. Now petition the way they file and they bring an injunction. I said down the line, this thing will affect you back. To be removed from parliament. Way will make you afraid, like say, oh, I should not contribute in parliament, or I should contribute in parliament. So it was always there for low afraid for if you make contributions. But we continued. So then case there continue for Dragon. We had several meetings. We asked for make then throw out the cases here, or for make them see how then go separate the cases from the election violence cases and the constitutional matters. So it didn't happen. So what can happen now is the term for the second opening of parliament where President Madabio entered the well of parliament. The moment he entered the well of parliament, because we have asked several times for make them deal with their cases here, so make them take their cases here out of court because they're not healthy for the parliament, and they refused. He was supposed to appear, the state opening was to be on Wednesday or Tuesday, and the following day, we were to appear in court. So we said this is foolhardy for make we go and sit down and listen to this when we don't plea what we're asking for, so that we'll get a healthy parliament and a healthy democracy, for make them listen to the cases and see how they go conclude their cases here not happening. So we walked out of parliament. We walked out of him, the term for the second opening of parliament. Shortly afterwards, they expedite the cases. May 31st happened, and they give judgments against 10 of we. 9 of we, the rules say we for lost we seats them in a parliament. And the 10th one, when a honorable Kadi Davis in a constituency, 110, where they just do a by-elections for, The others say instead for loss in seats, but when in loss in seat, therefore do a rerun elections. The long and short is after 31st, the law says if we're dissatisfied with any decisions, yeah, so within 14 days after any decisions, yeah, so we for appeal, if we want for appeal. I think 10 or 11 days afterwards, we appealed. We don't file, we appealed. But nothing has happened. It's over 3 months. We cases them done in a court. Nothing not happened. They're not assigned we cases yet. But we're still waiting. We also want to make the world know, say, the law, the constitution, where the number one law in the country say, 10 cases here, so where the court of appeal must be completed within 4 months from the date where they file their appeals here. So what is most disheartening and what is so bad for the democracy of Sierra Leone, that the part say, the law clearly say, if you lost, if the High Court rule say your election, if the High Court declare your elections void, then the seat for remain vacant. Nobody not occupy your seat until the Court of Appeal decision reach. If the Court of Appeal still decides, say yes, you were not supposed to be in Parliament, then a new elections for be held. If the Court of Appeal uphold, well, reverse the decision, then you're supposed to be returned to Parliament. But during that time, once the case the Court of Appeal, their seats then they supposed to remain vacant. And that's why we feel say the action of Parliament for make them just put people there for replace we immediately. This is a dangerous precedent for the democracy of Sierra Leone. So that is,
So let's say
I hope I make
we
some
are,
sense.
thank you, sir. Absolutely. So you don't say since the time when the case was filed, it's about 3 months now.
Yeah.
So we assume say within this period before the fourth month, then case then for don't get called legally, and for don't call then case then to courts and here in our own part of the story, correct?
And complete them. That's what the law says. Section 78, 3 and 4 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6 of 1991, clearly spells that out. And only the Supreme Court now get right for interpret than the otherwise.
So in the case of, let's take Madam Cady Davis out of the equation. In terms of the 9 of INA, including yourself, what's have been the reason why those seats were, or you guys were removed from in a elected position?
Various reasons, for some of we they say that constitutional infractions are seen. Like for me, they say I not resign within the term for resign 1 year before election. Well, they not say 1 year before elections. They say 1 year before nominations, when the constitution clearly say 1 year before elections. There are other people who then say now because of election violence. But the irony is the inconsistency in all the judgments. Yeah. So you see Honorable Cady Davis, they say not violence. But in non-violence case, they say therefore do a rerun. In your case, they say they find ballot papers and ballot boxes inside one neck motoka is scattered. Whereas I take another one, Honorable Abu Sila with the Wilberforce. The same violence again, in they say they see Paulo Conte, former Minister of Defense, Deputy Minister of Defense. They see him at the polling center. So in terms of violence, when you look at the one with the fan ballot papers inside the motoka, and the other they say Paulo Conte, Bode Gibson, they made the waka waka around. Which one really violence? But in and then 2 cases we for do violence. The one they say for do a rerun when a Honorable Cady Davis on. And in the same kind of charges when for violence also for Honorable Abu Sila, then say, no, you for lost your seat immediately. So there's a lot of inconsistency, but specifically to the question you ask, some of them question some of the reasons that because of violence and others they say are constitutional infractions. So that was it.
So let's take you back to May 31st, 2019, wherein there are two sides of Sierra Leoneans. One side where they say, I want to revisit the incident that happened at the All People's Congress political party office. I believe say at the time you been happy for the court, as in having they fight the case where in have been removed. From what
Yeah.
thing you don't understand from your comrade or other party members, I get two questions, one question, but two sides to it.
Yeah.
Many Sierra Leoneans believe say that was a national issue wherein there was human rights violation in terms of how we law enforcement personnel then manhandle Sierra Leoneans, bystanders, then innocent bystanders, them, the supporters of the All People's Congress, you name it. Wherein on the other side, there are other set of people where they say the Sierra Leone people, I mean the with law enforcement personnel then do right wherein in terms of the way how they handle them people today. So I want to know what you understand of what really happened that day, if you get any idea from what they don't tell you from third, because you obviously not been there, they assume what you understand say take place in the party office that they did the All People's Congress political party office.
I think just like how you say, plenty of the things where I might know about what happened that day, not in the way I was told, and also things that were I see video. But I think say the general public better place for make them then comment. Everybody get your opinion, but I feel say we all see what happened that day, and I left everybody for make a judgment. A lot has been said about what happened that day, but me going up at the office, I see injured people, I saw broken glasses, I saw videos, and I don't have a comment much about that, but we all see what happened that day, and let everybody make a judgment. Like how you say, some people will say, some people will say, well, the police acted rightly. Other people will say the police didn't act right. But let everyone make their own judgment. The international community, us as local people, let all of us make a judgment on what may happen on that day. Um, Particularly with regards to what me see, I want to tell you, say, I was a victim firsthand. So on that day after the court key decision, we decide say the only thing we can do now for make we come back, work and come back now party office peacefully. For come and can know whether we will do a press statement or whether whatever we will for do as a party. We'll come and can talk to the party leadership and we supporters. So we left court that day with the leader of parliament, Honorable Chair Namajuba, we've been a lead with Chair Ikoko, I've been a lead with. We come with a worker along the streets, Bailey Street, that old railway line coming, less than 50 meters away from the party office. There were OSD officers, police officers, and they started shooting straight at us, direct at us. That was the first time in my life I see when the points gone at me and they were shooting. They were shooting rubber bullets as well as tear gas canisters. Right in front of me, Nambi began for grab Honorable Kadi Davis from the ground side for them. We drag and we go into one of the people and palm body way inside and go seek refuge. That day we had to run helter skelter within the Brookfields community. Me, the Honorable Channel, because at the end of the day, that may go converge to the same place. We also go hide. People there may get for put we inside one black car, tinted one, and then run with we through the market. And these people and the police officers were chasing us right into Brookfields, and we were just running for their lives. We run, we go hide inside our mosque because it was a Friday, the last Friday in Ramadan, I will never forget. We run, go inside the mosque in Brookfields and say, if they can't kill we now, if they come and can arrest we now for being peaceful people, let them come and can arrest we or let them come and can kill we inside the mosque. So now inside the mosque we go pray, Juma prayers, and from there we left there and we go now other burials. So that is what I saw. And for me, what I see and what I experienced that day, that was disproportionate force. We were only walking towards a party office. Me no get gone. Honorable Chair no get gone. Honorable Kadi Davis will be the near me no get gone. Honorable Hayat no get gone. We were only we only process towards the party office and they started shooting at us. So that is my own personal experience. Any other thing, I leave it to you guys to judge.
As a humanitarian and on behalf of every loving Sierra Leonean, every Sierra Leonean women good for the Republic of Sierra Leone, every Sierra Leonean where they see things and call them by its name, I want to send me sincere sympathy to each of you we experience such misfortune.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, many go say, even though the All People's Congress members of parliament, MPs, then they may get so much concern from the Speaker of the House, the Speaker of Parliament being imposed on them, on their own rights, and you name it, so on and so forth. But yet still, some go say as well, the fact that they walk away while the national anthem when they play was also something way for being when as something where they, even though they get rights, but that was wrong on their hand, despite the fact that they in I get the rights for say, okay, in I get a lot, now in a chest, and I get reason for retaliate, but maybe because of the respect of the national anthem, and I for don't wait before in a proceed for left the walls of parliament. What do you will say about that, sir?
Without any hesitation, I want somebody where to produce a video where go show say we walked out of parliament while the national anthem was being played. I want to make this very clear that the moment His Excellency the President was announced, then at the start of the outside at the door, it was announced that he was coming into the well of parliament, we got up and walked out. And while we've been walk out, it's 68 of us, or 67, because one member of parliament may die, blessed memory. So in the process of walking out of parliament, we were in non-common force. We were told later on that the national anthem was being played. And when the national anthem was being played, there are videos which I have seen. I'm pretty sure every other person who watched that video solo see the members of parliament who were there, they stood and waited until the end of the national anthem before they moved out. People, if we are genuine, not listen to all the way how they spin stories. Watch that video and tell me if you see members of parliament walking out when they sing the national anthem. And even for argument's sake, let's not be sentimental about this. We don't see in the United States so. Even the captain of the women's football team, when they sing the national anthem of the United States, in protest, it a butu, it a go down on their knees. We don't see baseball players doing the same thing in protest because they're dissatisfied. So let people not be too sentimental talking about the national anthem being played and us walking out, which never happened. But even if it happened, every day, I don't know if it still happens now, but every day, around 5 or 6 o'clock, and they play the national anthem around from State House. We still see people walking around. We don't see when they play national anthem. National officials, they're fidgeting around. Why they want to make this issue of walking out of parliament because the national anthem was being played as being unpatriotic and as being something where it uncalled for and not happen anywhere in the world, like a taboo. But I also want to drive this home that it never happened. I want someone to challenge me and show me a video of that happening, us walking out of parliament when the national anthem was being played.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you make that clarity for the world to hear and hear you loud and clear. And that takes me back to some set of Sierra Leoneans. Then we also make another argument wherein they say that the Sierra Leone People's Party MP at some point during the regime of the former president, His Excellency Dr. Ines Baikoma, also we don't do the same thing. How accurate is that? Do you have any knowledge of that?
It's different. It's different. And as much as I want to make this be a legal argument show where we therefore can begin talk about the law and begin explain, because I've done it many times. I've been on TV, on radio. They try to distinguish the Anso Lansana case. In the Anso Lansana case, even before he contest elections, the court been not get an injunction say the man in face and in name not for appear at the ballot paper. Before the elections, the court had granted an injunction. Wio case, there was no action. The possible, because the Public Elections Act say if you are dissatisfied or if you feel say this possible the contest or a disqualified from contesting, you for file an action with NEC at the time of nominations. Until that's why there's a period where then they give you for make. If you feel say you're objecting to somebody's candidature, you object. In the SLPP case, SLPP took SLPP to court. SLPP took SLPP to court. The sitting member of parliament at the time, when they do the primaries, he lost the symbol to Anso Lansana when I'm a colleague. The person were lost in symbol, the sitting member of parliament were lost in symbol to Anso Lansana Esquire. He brought an action firstly to the SLPP party. That matter was not completed, or it was ruled on, I'm not sure. But because he was dissatisfied, he also left and go file an application at court by writ of summons. For people who understand, they call writ of summons. It wasn't an election petition at all. We don't case an election petition. That case they na writ of summons, election not be reached yet. And then the court rule say they not for put the man in face and in name na the ballot paper.
Okay, wonderful.
Allowed that injunction order day and then put the man in face na the paper and they voted for him. Now on that basis they make it a ruling. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that decision at the time was right or it was wrong. But I know that maybe it was never appealed against. I'm not sure. But what we are saying is, in Wiyong case, whether the decision of the High Court was right or it was wrong, Duya, for the sake of democracy, for the sake of peace, we don't file appeals. Duya, let the judiciary stand up for protect the democracy, the peace and unity of Sierra Leone by listening to our appeals and deciding. If the Court of Appeal decides, say, yes, the High Court been correct in that decision where they give against we, fine, we're satisfied. But like how it is so right now, the case is still incomplete. But we have been deprived. When I say we, I don't mean Osman Timbo Honorable. I mean the people who voted for me. The over 500,000 people who voted for over all we represent, over the 10 people who we represent in parliament. These people have been disenfranchised. Their rights have been violated, their human rights. They don't violate them. Now, we want Duya. Let the Court of Appeal, let the judiciary. This not to President Madabio in business. Not to, we will not blame the SLPP government. We will not blame President Madabio or the executive. For argument's sake, when election term comes, there's only one arm of government where they survive. Then they reach where election one come, then they dissolve parliament. Then they reach the 5 years term of the president when they come to an end and they conduct an elections. But tell me, when there is no parliament, when there is an election, the only arm of government where they survive, the judiciary. It shows how strong the judiciary is supposed to be and how the judiciary is not supposed to be answerable to anybody. So I want Duya, we're asking, we're begging the judiciary, Duya, we don't say we follow due process of the law. We haven't been violent. We no say they don't deprive we of rights, they don't deprive the electorate of the right, but we beg the judiciary, Duya, let them listen to the cases. If they feel, say, the High Court was right, fine, so be it. But let them listen to our cases and determine these cases within 4 months. That is all we're asking for.
I think it's not small thing for ask for and in a right for ask for that, as many Sierra Leoneans go agree with that. I want also make you give it clarity. There were audios where they surface some social media platform where say some of the MPs we been get for travel upon that incident they were in a walk out of the walls of parliament. They refuse for getting travel allowance or they paid in tickets, and some of them been get for go through their pocket. Is that accurate or not?
Quite
Talk
accurate.
speaking of the
It's quite
it
accurate.
is
I remember I was there, and I remember two sets of members of parliament. The one that really represents the Pan-African Parliament, that's the African Parliament. They were refused. They refused to allow them permit and travel to South Africa, and they paid for themselves and went. There was another one, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, who'd been supposed for travel to Ghana with the Ministry of Youth Affairs. After getting tickets and everything, it was taken back from him, and he was refused allowance. They refused to allow for travel. And that's a part. We all had the leader of government business, Honorable Tunis, on the radio when he talks, he no go allow the APC members of parliament for travel out, for go on national assignments. The committees them, no go put them in a committee. We hear it, and he said it himself, and they acted on them on that.
okay. I want you to take me back to the wall of parliament, wherein wait till we see we will not be diddy, where people like Honorable Mr. Bangura been get for, and so many other few other ones then been get for being manhandled in a manner where some set of Sierra Leoneans were very much not happy with the outcome, wherein on the other side, some say, oh yes, not the right thing to do. What's happening on that day?
I think I explained that at the start, where they tell them manhandled them at the time for the election of the speaker,
Okay.
And this is the point where they go disrupt the clerk of parliament from announcing the names of people and where they say no for the parliament. So this is not what they see usually around the world. I think it's only that with democracy, not go to that point there. The only arm of government that has 100% politicians are parliament. Everybody will sit down at that well of parliament, apart from the chief of, apart from the apart from the paramount chiefs, are politicians. So definitely you go for expect tension. It's all over the world. You see parliaments where people throw stones, throw chairs, destroy things. We're not saying that's a practice that we should inculcate in Sierra Leone, but we're saying that it's not unusual for anything and they happen. But the thing where the police do at the time, now the thing we're most unfortunate. Police entered the sacred well of parliament, then desecrates the parliament, the well of parliament, and then forcefully evict we from parliament. Then beat some MPs, there are videos. Mohamed Bangura was sick. Honorable Alu Conte was manhandled, he was damaged, his legs, his phones, his money, his wallet, all go. The videos are there. Some people will say, it depends on where you argue from. Some people will say it was wrong that we did that. Other people might be in solidarity and see the reason and see the justification for the reason why we walked out of parliament that day. And I can tell you, say, I saw everything that happened because I was a passive observer. As much as it was the APC doing it, I sat there because I was feeling sick that morning. I just come from the radio station and I really feel sick when the scuffle didn't go on. But I had to walk out like every other person did. So me,
Okay.
I feel say the action of the police was what was really uncalled for. Then the secret parliament. They make parliaments look like just another place.
Now we back to that very day. Some argue that say the manner at which the some of the MP then behave, wherein they take the Holy Quran, put onto the floor or the Bible. How accurate is that? Can you give us clarity on that, please?
There was a scuffle. I will tell you, there was a scuffle. And when I say scuffle, and I push, fet here, push here and there. And I don't think say anybody in the right sense will take the Quran or take the Holy Bible into one as well. But maybe in the course of that push here and there, then sometimes that could have happened, say. But I actually saw parcels, and inside them parcel, and they actually, what's there is the Constitution and also the standing orders of Parliament when they give it or they take oath of office. And I also know, say, on the table were Qurans and Bibles. They were also there. So, and I'm pretty sure say, I see Quran them and Bible them also now with Katana gone because of the scuffle. It might be that the police them, it might be that the parliamentary staff, it might be that the members of parliament them. Yeah, but I don't think say anybody would deliberately do that, you know.
Okay.
And like I say again, it's a lot of sentiments all the time attached to this, you know.
Right. Okay. So basically, from waiting you, this says that in the process of this shuffle up and down, possibility to say the Holy Quran or the Holy Bible, but don't for don't.
I saw that. I saw some on the floor. I saw them. And I push, like I did say, it was a scuffle. It was this they push, then they push, then they holler, then they talk. You know, so it might have happened. But nothing say, just like I was saying, not holding brief for
Yes.
anybody. The fact say nobody, all of the 68 members of parliament, even though it wasn't 68 members of parliament who were there at the time, all of the 68 members of parliament of the APC, they're Muslims or Christians. We're not got any disbeliever or pagan there. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you, sir. So now I want to take you to constituency 110 Saga. But before that,
Yeah.
I want, from your knowledge, was there a permit given to the All People's Congress for them go ahead with a rally? I want to start to that first, with that point first.
It was a day for the APC for rally. I wasn't in town. To be honest, I've not been there salon at the time with a rally day, and I sure say if I've been there, maybe na wall put on bail na Pademba Road too, because when I came back and I got at court and I see the names there, I read some of the witness statements where they pointed fingers at President Kuruma, they pointed fingers at Dr. Samoa Kama. Maybe therefore also arrest myself or therefore don't call me name say now all up on the violence when I know I don't even have a violence bone. But to your question, I know from the neck calendar that it was APC's day for make them rally.
Wonderful. So with that permission, correct? Then can make them for saying APC and SLPP for rally at the same time, or then they give them one at a time?
No, NEC doesn't
Okay.
do that. NEC doesn't do
Okay.
that. No. The
So now
calendar.
what's the permission?
Well, me from the general elections, well, no. Not different dates and they give everybody. It's a different. They know will do that, especially when like major parties, they will not do that.
So from Wotiadiyeri, on that very day, the All People's Congress gets 100% right for day out and rally.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From waiting, because you not been there in town, waiting them tell you, was it that any other group will not be allowed for being out that day come in doing a rally, whether it's SLPP, C4C, NG, any knowledge of that?
I don't know.
In other words, you're not sure.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I heard about the violence. I heard about the violence. I heard about burning of a vehicle. I heard about the assault on somebody. Well, I think I seen a court. One of the people they were maybe one for good 2 hours. I think I saw that. I saw him. I actually spoke to him the day we were gonna court, and he narrated his story to me. But whether somebody being come out or somebody not being come out, other party being come out, other person being come out, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say because I've heard stories, but a second-hand story, so I don't want to say that.
I want to go
Yeah.
to the by-election of constituency 110. You been
Yeah.
there, not the country at that very day, sir?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I've been there too.
Okay. Were you at that very place where the incident happened? From what we see, we were not there. That you being actually present or not necessarily?
No, I wasn't present. I've not been getting accreditation for the day, so I observed the elections. I was making calls and listening to people, even talking to the candidate, and I was watching TV and seeing what was happening, but I didn't go there. I wasn't accredited to go there.
So patriotic Sierra Leoneans, as example of Mr. Jesmet Suma, AP Thomas, they speak strongly against certain things that will happen at that constituency day.
Yeah.
And from many other Sierra Leoneans, them, what thing we want to know is that from your knowledge, as any of these individual will go to that place there and destroy the vote of Sierra Leoneans, them, and including one of the Minister of Transport and Aviation. From your knowledge, you get any knowledge, say anybody has been held accountable with the behavior? Sorry, sir. That again.
The one I see with all the
Sorry, sir.
Hello. You getting me? Hello.
Now, okay, we hear you now. Go ahead.
Right. So with all the videos we'll see, like how you say you saw a minister of government in the scuffle, may also see I see the post we hold the box as somebody else sabi during my term in parliament. I get one-on-one with them. We talk. We have each other's number. I can clearly identify that person, even if it's nighttime. I know who he is. But whether he's been arrested or he's not, I don't know. Only at the arrest we I know about. That the way they arrest Honorable Abdul Kagbo, from all the videos we all don't see, we did not see Abdul Kagbo destroying any ballot box. We did not see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have any knowledge of the 12 years old boy? A 12 years old boy will end up now one of the aspirants in home where they being manhandled, and so I don't know how to describe that in the every time where they talk about him. You get any knowledge of that young man?
Yeah, so you remember where I see when I come and go to court, I meet this I know somebody them batter where they actually assault, where they manhandle. But for say that 12 years old, definitely he wasn't. I not see that man like 12 years old.
Okay.
He's a young man.
So no,
He's actually a very young man, but I know how 12 years old picking will look like, unless if he get some genes will make it really grow, but not a 12 years old. And I know,
wonderful.
or I was told by him about how he was captured, about how they will lock him inside this garage, then beat him, they want for killer, and how they were taking him to the ocean to throw him. That is some people in Siena Road, and they shout and they didn't drop him, people and pick him up. That is what I was told by him. And I see the pictures of all the wounds and all that, but when we meet him, I saw the stitches, I saw the plasters here and there. You know, being able to map because of all the accused persons in a Sidor, in be the first accused. A young person, but definitely he wasn't 12 years old.
I'm glad you give it that clarity there. Thank you so very much. Wonderful, because everybody will go with the impression, say, now at 12 years old. So today we
Yeah,
get a better, yeah, light on that. Immediately
yes,
after the election of 2018,
yeah,
um, on various social media platforms, the supporter or the members of the All People's Congress, then they divided in the manner wherein they believe, say, um, the one that way they hire, like the executive members, them they're not then they either they ignore them, or then they speak on their behalf, while some others then they say it's not much they can do, or because of how you call it, if they say something, there's a possibility of them being arrested.
sorry, sorry,
Yeah, it's okay. Yes, sir. So basically there was divided, I mean, they say divided opinion. Some been they say right after
yeah.
the election, yeah, they refer to the All People's Congress members and the supporters them. And then they say they feel like they're being ignored by the officials, them, the executive members, while some others they say there's not much what they can really do or say, because if they say much, then go be put behind bar for or accused wrongly, just so nobody will get criminal case against them. So is it true that the executive not care, or is it true that the other side of the opinions where say it's not much really they can do, certain everything silent? And then the third question will be,
I don't understand the first two questions, to be honest, before you go to the fourth. Yeah, sorry,
so
maybe if you come.
back immediately after the election, the
Right,
supporters or the members of the All People's Congress, right?
right,
Either the members or the supporters, both, right? Then they
right.
say, hey, them people there, so then they talk, they all done quiet, they're not
Okay.
even they fight on we behalf, then they ignore we this and that. Then some other one and they say, but what thing they will do, because if they talk now, then they go put them in a tight corner. So that is the first question. Then the third one, um, do you believe that the executive members then with this two opinion they really care, or is it true that maybe because of the situation now, or because of the one promotes national cohesion, then they now make the need to talk much? So I want to come in and get clarity on that one. Give me clarity on
Uh,
that, sir.
I not hold brief for the national executive of the party, but I know say they don't try. Being in opposition in Africa is a very difficult thing. We all see what happened with the election at constituency 110, where there was a lot of political intimidation, etc., etc. You know, some people might say, okay, maybe they're afraid for talk because they're afraid they will put in a tight place. But I know they've spoken. I know of plenty press releases who don't come out. I know say the supporters maybe want to see more action than that. You know, well, not necessarily means they're wrong, but in terms of writing, in terms of talking, let's not take it away from the Secretary General that as I don't see plenty press releases. Some people say the APC way is supposed to be an action party don't become the elite party when I always the right to complain. Well, democracy really don't they evolve, don't they change. I would expect say the democratic tenets, democratic principles now we're supposed to the practice in a salon. So where we come out with press releases and press statements, if I may call it that, they're supposed to listen to them. But I don't know what is actually expected. But myself feel say um, a little reinvigoration of the executive of the party is necessary. And that is why the party is working towards the new constitution, where ultimately for lead to a national delegates conference where they will choose new members for be new executive members of the party at every level of party organization. I mean, elections of the members of parliament, new executive members of the party. Yes, some people might say these present ones are not doing enough. Others will say, what can they do in this present dispensation within the happen. So, but people have different ways of looking at it, and I look at it from all the different angles. I look at it from the point of intimidation. I look at it from the point of. I remember one Ojo Ayariwe, one of the executive members, they say, Uswan Pande where they are so, or where they say, no, they do nothing, when picking the naya, or when I papa the naya so. So it's two ways. They might be worried, they might think what they're doing is what is right, they've done it before, this is what they've done before, and maybe this is what they expect to get them to where the party should be, back to state house. But I also believe, say, we need for reinvigorate the party. We need for give the party the zeal and make them a very formidable opposition party.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So I want to make you shed light on or give your opinion, because you get two set of Sierra Leoneans in terms of the opinion about is in terms of the opinion about His Excellency, the former president, Dr. Ines Baikoma. Some they say he's doing very best when in day as president. Others then they say is that he could have done more or done better. From your own point of view, what in your opinion His Excellency and his administration, the former
President Koroma?
president?
President Koroma?
Correct. Yes, sir.
There are things he got right. There are other things that he did not get right. There are other things that we wish if we not do better or if we not do differently. But I definitely believe, say, the way the country was in 2007 was not the way he left the country in 2018. Yeah, 2007, I take power, yes? Yes. Wasn't the same way he left the country in 2018. So, but like I say, I believe, say, there are things he got right. There are other things he didn't get right. There are things where maybe if I don't do differently, or maybe there are things where it's just for don't do better. So, but posterity will judge him at the end of the day. Yeah. But definitely no say. Salone was a better place in 2018 than it was before 2007.
Thank you, sir. What has life has been for you since they removed you and 9 other alongside with 9 other from parliaments? Many Sierra Leoneans go wonder.
I'm a happy man, to be honest. I see now my body they fine.
They fresh.
They're fresh. I look at the muscles there. I see I get a lot of time now on my hand because I take a bit of break. Even Monday, I try for make ends meet. I try for continue for live the good life I've been to live. And when I mean good life, I mean the honest life I've been to live. I be always see politics as a way for me to help people, and I be see politics as a means for make I go enrich myself. So since they don't give me this small break, I'll take the break. I will pursue the legal process to the end, due process to the end, wherever the case you take we, like I say, with the Court of Appeal now, we wait until the 4 months done, and after the 4 months, if nothing not happen, then we could consider what's not the next action with regards to cases. I also want to tell the world, say, we don't officially report these matters to the World Parliament. We don't officially report them to other international parliamentary organizations and political organizations. If they take action, fine. If they don't take action, fine. We just want to make the records and did it. See, we actually don't report. We don't make the world know, say, this don't happen in real cases. So personally, like I say, I'm observing from a distance. What concern me most now, how to make the APC a more formidable opposition. With regards governance, I don't want to say anything with regards within the happen in the present governance structure, because every Sierra Leonean they see for himself. Everybody can make a judgment for himself, including the president. because I heard this afternoon on TV where they talk to the pilgrims that were returned from Mecca. And they talk about how, in fact, they give an example, say, Salon Fiba like plane. Right now, it say, when you do in a plane, you do up, you do get them shake, shake. It says, so right now, Salon, they shake, shake small. He said, well, the pilots can come online and tell people, say, we go reach, and they take them to their destination. He said before that we should judge him at the end. And I remember my first ever contribution in Parliament when I said, governance, not continuity. No can say everything with the APC been doing bad, so to change them. It's continuity. Waiting being good, continue with the good things. Waiting being bad, see how you do change them or improve on the good things that we made. I also been say at the time it was only about 50 something days with this government under the power. So let's give them time. Same way, so at the second year we did done so. By the time the 2.5 years reach 3 years, then people will begin to say, really, well, if they can't do anything, things not change in 3 years, not to the end, because the last years are political years. And from my experience working with government, I know say, if you want to do any mega project, it will take you 2 to 3 years for you actually start to implement them. Because the negotiations itself will take you almost a year. For mega projects, like big projects, will take you that long. Therefore, go source the finance, because most of these projects are like finances, na bank loans, and they bring income. It's not like equity. Forget them money and then bring and come. It's a lot of hassle. Even forget loans, because I remember most of the things we do in our parliament are for approved loans and for approved ministers and political appointments. So it takes a lot of time, So if you haven't done anything till year 2 done, year 3 done, I don't think you will achieve much afterwards. But like he rightly said, let's judge him at the end. Let's judge him at the end. Himself admits the president, His Excellency the President, say right now, now like the plane they shake. So himself that admits the country is not stable right now. So let's look at it from that angle and be hopeful. Say Salon will be better, because if it better for well. If things not sweet na Salon, also people already support APC no more they suffer. The SLPP people they said they suffer. I know of stories where the SLPP supporters they come and beg APC people, beg them for little help here and there, So Salon na one Salon. When the exchange rates don't go up, so now every Sierra Leonean. When the fuel price did the way we did, every Sierra Leonean. When the rice price deal side, then every Sierra Leonean. Whether you green, red, pink, rainbow, whatever color, now everybody they suffer together. So it would be good for low ensure say Salon go before, and all that work they left to the president for making ensure say this country they're in a better place.
Well stated, sir. So I want to dig small about the Lord. What a blessing, because when you get something for fall back on, say you get the office for go back where the parliaments they on hold first. So how you come about with that career path today? Many go be curious. Whose primary school you go, secondary school you go, and how you that stay to the point now with politics kind inside.
I think say this is the right time for I feel proud when you ask me about which school I go. I don't want to talk about the primary school or any university. I just want to talk, say I attended the Sierra Leone Grammar School.
Wonderful.
The best school in Sierra Leone. The only school that has stood the test of times with all this problem with about education. The grammar school is an example for the other people, other schools them copy. And me believe say, if we really want to improve the educational system in Sierra Leone, they should go to the grammar school and ask how they get them right. In 2008, President Koroma set up the Professor Bamanja Commission of Inquiry. And one of the members of that Commission of Inquiry was our principal, Principal Akiwande Josiah Lassiter. And they came up with recommendations, which I have read, where I feel say the recommendations and they make sense. And if they follow the recommendations, and they it will take this country, maybe it will improve the educational sector. That is what I think, because I've read it and I see there's a lot of sense in what they say. As much as people might not agree with everything that is there, but it makes a lot of sense. For make we look at what's in the inside there and ask the grammar school how they got it right for improve the educational system in Sierra Leone. So I attended the grammar school.
Wonderful.
I do my undergraduate na Furbe College, and I get my LLB. Then I get my master in laws na the University of London. Then I get my professional qualification in public-private partnerships from the Institute of Public-Private Partnerships na Arlington, Virginia. And now I do my PhD from the Atlantic International University.
Beautiful.
So, educationally, that is it. With regards how I came about law, my dad was a lawyer. He was a judge. And growing up in that kind of family, and there you get role models. And I think the only way I'm a role model, or the way I learn a lot from, I'm my daddy. And I did law for his sake, to be honest. If like how people say, oh, they do law for make money, or they do law because I help people. No, I just did law because I wanted to make my dad proud. That's why I did law. So that's how I came about law. Originally, I wanted to be a pilot. Growing up right up to Form 2 or so, a pilot above for years.
Wow, interesting. Interesting. So basically, your career path has been motivated by your dad as your role model, correct?
Oh, yes, my dad of blessed memory. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Me said all lost we, so we all did at the same boat.
Yeah.
So yeah. Obviously the pilot's part of you, Nabi, you passion that. You ever try to take class, fulfill that side of
I remember when I'm in a primary school, quiz competitions like during prize giving ceremonies and all. The book that they give me, like them pilot's book, how to fly, blah blah blah, being a pilot. Those were the books where again I made when I preparatory school. So I used to like it. And I think also at some point here, I be one for be a traffic police. Because I used to like the traffic police. They on the streets, they do this, stop, and then call so make so. So I used to admire that a lot, to be honest. Yeah, that was why I was, yeah.
Interesting. So I want to talk small before I left you about the school, right? You know what they say, person where they sell in markets, they never say bad, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish your thoughts. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I just want to talk about how I for be soldier man and how I was admiring. I was admiring Valentine Strasser very much as a young boy. In fact, we used to call ourselves Valentine Strasser, Asaj Musa. You know, then he's someone I actually want to have. Well, I'll forget a one-on-one with. I used to like Valentine Strasser a lot, to be honest. You know, I think more because he attended grammar school, so being an alumnus of my school, so I was proud of him. You know, that was it.
Talking about the school, now one go back, right? You know when they say Makituman, and they ever said it's fishy bad way. They say fine, you understand? So like all the people that were going Prince of Wales Academy, then some will say that you're not the best. That's so. So what you think?
I don't think so. I don't think so. There were times where there were good schools. There were times when there were good schools. But like I said, the grammar school, the grammar school has been there since 1845. Now the only school will not drop in standard. You tell the way the Prince of Wales will can't force or the Albert Academy will can't force. You know what tell me say grammar school not be to do well. Since they start this WAS system, if grammar school not can force, we can second or we can third. It don't necessarily mean we can get the best candidates or the total number of passes we they get. Usually we are the best at Becker and at WAS. You ask the Prince of Wales possible where they make this comment. Ask her which school we are making Peking go if you get boy Peking. I don't see St. Edward's people them, Albert Academy people them, old boys, everybody. Then they send them picking and go to the grammar school because the grammar school is the only school that has stood the test of time. No
Could
joke.
it possibly also
Look at
be,
this WAS
could it
result.
possibly,
Out of 10, the best
yes,
10, the first 4 are grammar school. 6 of the 10, or 8 of the
wow,
6 of the 10, or 8 of the 10. 6 of the 10. Well, for me, conservative. 6 of the 10 best at WAS are from the Sierra Leone Grammar School. Yes. So we get evidence for sure say
could
our
it
school is the
possibly,
best.
absolutely, you get evidence for back up your statement.
Exactly.
But could it
Exactly.
possibly say also the
Uh-huh.
instructor them also put in the time for make sure
Yeah.
say the beginner gets the education where they deserve for now they go able for execute them or now they will be successful in terms of their examination or become a productive citizen as a whole?
Um, I don't want to say I know exactly, but I feel say for me, the removal of the 6344 system, that SS4 they may get, was too early. Because the reason why and subject to why. I was doing well in French, yeah. But I go right up to Form 6, and almost 10 follow seats will not be enough start for do one of the novels, any one of the novels. So we didn't complete the syllabus. So we had to read for ourselves or take extra lessons for make people complete the syllabus. So the rationale behind being the 6344 system, now for make the ensure say they will complete the syllabus within the last 1 year, the 4th year. And this now system, I think, they take for, I don't know if it's Ghana or something. They copied it from Ghana, thinking that it's the best way for make the able done the syllabus. And I also see the reason. For spend 1 more year in a school after you don't do the 6334 we've been there before, for spend 1 more year, it's really challenging on the students, the pupils, it's challenging on the parents, we got for pay school fee, we got for ensure that they begin and go to school 1 more year. It's challenging. But let's not forget, say, after the war, we started the second shift system. I remember when we did senior school, we would go school till 1 o'clock, 1 something. Then before we even like the teacher they even done for teach we, the students them or the pupils that were there from 2 don't can't team up now with the mods they for can't is our class. So we not even
Wow.
spend enough time in school for make what they will teach we. Think
I
about the
see.
teachers themselves. Think about the teachers. The teachers them. How many teachers they were not really qualified teachers? People don't see teaching now in then community schools. Like in my constituency, there are only 2. Hello? Hello?
Okay, now you're okay back. Give it again.
Yes. Okay.
No problem. Go
Right.
ahead.
So about 3 or 4 secondary schools that were there inside my constituency, and many other. Am I still with you? Okay.
Yeah, you okay now. I think you've been getting interruption. Maybe a call didn't
Right.
come through.
Maybe.
So you
Yes.
they say about
So
three that you
yeah,
constituency.
the schools in
Yeah.
most others are private schools, and sometimes then private community schools here. So they don't take the best teachers. You might argue for or against with regards to teachers rather than private schools. There are some private schools who get really good teachers. There are others who not get really good teachers. And sometimes
Yeah.
again, even people them way na graduates because they never get work, what they do, then they go in a classroom. And it not necessarily mean say because you're a graduate, you will make a good teacher. Because for
Absolutely.
become a teacher, it's different. It's a different way of learning. Even the way how you impact knowledge in people, you have to know how to do it. Not to everybody in a teacher. Even if you get a first-class degree from a university, it's not necessarily guaranteed that you could be the best teacher or you could know how to even teach. So the teacher quality is very poor. That they bring out poor students. Cheating is on the increase very much. People listened to an audio yesterday where I heard some picking in the course. Then they cost the president. Say the president's bad because allow them for cheats. The president and make them fail, and that was unfortunate for people for say. For make people fail and feel that the president make them fail, I don't agree with that. There's no way we'll accept cheating. We shouldn't accept cheating. We get graduates from universities for even construct, with all respect to them, for construct simple sentences or for even write letters. It's a problem.
Sad.
I remember when we get debates in our parliament and how people may make fun of even the English where the members of parliament when they speak, when they talk. Ministers, the way how they talk the English. You really be surprised. It really baffle you. What has happened to education in Sierra Leone? What has happened? So I think I read this morning Dr. Yumkela on TV and radio say it's a national emergency. The problem with education definitely is a national emergency. We need to sit down and look at them as a nation, not just as SLPP or APC, not like APC celebrating the fact that you get this number of failures, or APC or SLPP cry and say, oh, now because of cheating, I make people fail. So, it's a national concern. I think it's something we really need to pay attention to.
I strongly agree. Before I let you go, I want two questions. One, I want you to take this opportunity and speak to the youth of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Okay, and that's the first. And the second?
The second one, I want you make your closing statement to every Sierra Leonean as a whole. But first, now start with the youth of Sierra Leone.
Okay. I want to make a serious face, by the way.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm just being a joker here. Like I tell you, I'm living a good life now, so I don't get much stress again. So the youth of Sierra Leone, I tell you, thank you first for believing in me. I tell you, thank you for giving me the chance. I remember during the campaign period, the turnout was unbelievable. The young people, young men, young women will come out and support me. People were not even there within my constituency came out and they believed in me. I want to say, if you believe in me, challenge yourself also. I'm a young man. I not get to this point just because me daddy been in a certain position. If I not be make effort for myself, I not be get to this point. I also want to tell you, say, I am not a finished product. If you not feel say what you don't achieve so a success, no, it is not. I'm only starting. Look at me. For the one them way thinks in life is very tough. I think I said it before. For the first time I did a Facebook Live program there's a program Keeping It Real with Kado, where I try to tell my story about the poor side of my family. I also saw poverty, and I walked through that, and I did so today. I also go say I lived a middle life, a middle level, how is it called, a middle class life. I want to call on the young people where they live a middle class life, where they grow up as middle class people, where then papa then get money, or then they in this wealthy family. For them be humbled. Not just believe, say, because you papa or you mama are this kind of person, so you have arrived in life. Your mama and your papa or your grandpa or your granny, they struggled for me to get to side and get, for me to reach to side and reach. So Yusuf, don't become arrogant because you were born with a silver spoon. Not feel say everything will be bright and beautiful for you at the end of the day because you were born with a silver spoon. persevere, do your own, make a name for yourself. As you grow older, get out of the shadows of your parents and become responsible citizens. We don't see plenty term where they say money man picking and then keep well. But there are plenty examples of money man picking them we turn out for be good. We don't see plenty poor people. I always talk about our presidents. Who's one power presidents that we born in Africa? They came from remote villages. They challenged themselves and they became leaders of our nations. Posterity will judge them whether they do well or they not do well. But the fact is, some of those people came from very humble beginnings and they got to where they reach. And nothing or they stop we also as young people from make we reach there. Most importantly, as young people, when we are given a chance to serve, let's serve in the interest of Sierra Leone. Most people, they lost hope. Young people as well as old people, they lost hope past alone. With waiting they go on so today, with waiting may not happen yesterday, and people even feel say tomorrow will be even worse than waiting they happen today. Let's see each other as one. I attend the grammar school, I attend school with Mende, Timini, Limba, Loko, Creole, Fula, you name the tribe. We should not see tribes. We should not see region. We not foresee color. This salon, now one salon we get. If anything happen with this country, now we get for suffer. Me and your friend yesterday, while APC been in a power, I'm not sure say personally, I hurt anybody because and they on the other side. Why today? Because you feel so I don't get power. When I for hurt, the other person will not agree with una. Salon, now we all own. And why they say this specifically to the young people? If God give you a long life, if salon bad, now we they suffer. If salon good, now we they suffer. I know this is a very long last word, but this is coming from my heart. I love you all. I love Sierra Leone. I thank you very much.
Honorable Osman Abdallah Timbo, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the entire team here at Critical Thinking Talk Show for tell you plenty thank you where you take time out of your hectic schedule for honor the invitation.
I thank you too. I
Out
thank
of
you
the
too.
team, every Sierra Leonean way they look up to you as a mentor. I will continue for say to you, as I said to previous guests, please do not relent, and I continue for do things in a peaceful manner for your speech. You encourage national cohesion, speak to the youth of Sierra Leone them. For now, we take reception one. Said it all. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
I thank you
God bless
too.
you.
God
Yes, and
bless
I
you. God bless Sierra Leone.
amen. And I left you now because I don't hold you too long. 1
Oh
hour,
yes.
30 minutes.
Oh
Now.
yes.
Before I close this statement, thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Fellow Sierra Leone, and I thank you. I've been really want to read some of the comments for Honorable Fone Axe. I'm not able to go through any of them. I'm sorry, I will go through them if you get chance for respond to and I concern them. I did take this opportunity on behalf of the Critical Thinking Talk Show, we entire team for telling a plenty thank you for in a time we I take today for join we. As I can always say, now remember we team bind we together for the His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and all executive member of this current administration. We will continue for use with voice for re-echo the importance of national cohesion. We also, from within Honorable say today, we also look forward for the justice system for call the case them where they currently on hold for their justice be served to all Sierra Leonean, not only particular set of Sierra Leonean. This they come from me, not from Honorable. And also, we continue for patiently wait for see that action be taken and regarding the constituency 110 saga. Once again, I take this opportunity for telling a plenty thank you for in a time today. This is not the Critical Thinking Talk Show within a host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Until next time, God bless you all and God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. Bye.